Probeer. Even bijna zitten. Moet lekker liggen deze. Ready in the chest. Staat hij goed? Oh. Yeah, maybe this is because I'm going to turn this off. Oh, ja, dat klopt. Stil, really. Blijf. En zo terug. Bijna. Almost time. Oh ja, dit is echt bijna 1 uur. Oké, volgens mij zijn we er. I think we're here. 1 o'clock. And it's time to start. So, welkom allemaal. Hi everyone. Welcome to another Hatha practice. Today I again will try and keep it within the hour. Ik zal proberen het weer binnen het uur te houden with all the trademarks of a real Hatha practice. So stick with me till the end, because the end is absolutely beneficial. And then I'm talking about the systematic relaxation and a little guided meditation at the end. Yes, it's 1 o'clock, it's time, so let's go. We are starting today in crocodile, so on our bellies. And for today's practice, it's a lot of standing, maybe a little sitting. A blanket or a pillow would be nice to have at the end. Blocks, not so much today. Yes, sorry, 1 block. We're going to go into lizard, and we need a block for our arms. So blanket and a block, that would be good. So let's start. Come onto your bellies, and let's use crocodile to link our mind to the breath, which is in crocodile a little easier, because with the shoulders up you're taking out the movement there in the chest, so it's less easy to breathe in the chest there, and you notice more easily your breath in the belly when you're laying on top of it, obviously. So come into crocodile, forehead to your forearms, and take a moment here to get settled. Right away, let go of those shoulders a little bit if you can. Maybe wiggle your head from side to side here. Wiggle your hips, and then your feet can be either outward pointing or inward, whatever your anatomy desires. So take a moment to just take a breath and a deep sigh out. And then start observing the breath. Coming in through the nose and out through the nose. Maybe you can focus now, start focusing on the physical experience of the breath. So noticing on your inhale, your belly pressing into the mat. And maybe you notice a little movement already in the lower back on your inhale, expanding, and on your exhale, releasing back down to the mat. And even though our face is buried in our arms, it can still be beneficial to close your eyes and really focus on the sensation of your breath. And then bring your legs close together. And with our breath, we are going to, on an exhale, firm up the legs together, engage the buttocks, feel a little the engagement in the lower abdomen start. And then on your inhale, let that go. Let that abdomen go, buttocks, and your legs. And just think about those 3 points for now. So on your exhale, legs, buttocks, lower abdomen. Inhale, let go of that abdomen, buttocks, and legs. Take it 3 times like that. 3 times with your breath. Exhaling, engaging. Inhaling, relaxing. And maybe you've noticed the engagement creep up already or extend farther than the lower abdomen. And maybe we can take along the pelvic floor now that we've had that movement going. So on your exhale, firm up the legs, buttocks. See if you can lift the pelvic floor and then bring that lower abdomen in. Maybe even working that belly button towards the spine. Inhale, relax from that belly button all the way down the buttocks and the legs. As if there's a wave going through you on your exhale from the legs all the way up to the belly button. Inhale, relax. Let's take that 3 more times with your own breath. And last time, exhale, engage. Inhale, release. Good. And now take your hands under your shoulders and we're going to push back into child's pose. Take a slightly wider child's pose, like this. Keep your arms nice and active, stretching forward. Just feel the stretch for a moment here on your side body. Maybe you're all the way down, maybe you're a little up with the hips if your knees don't allow for a deeper sit. Wherever you are, try to feel that stretch on the side body. Good. Now come to your fingertips and walk your hands to the right. Let your head rest in between your arms and focus on the breath. So Inhale, let the belly come out. Exhale, let it relax back. And with every inhale, see in this case if you feel a little expansion on your left side body. Just trying to sense for what's happening there in that left side body. Good. Now walk spider fingers back to the middle. Stay here for one breath. And walk them over to the left. Let your head rest. Keep those arms active. Spider fingers. And see if you can notice that breath working its way into that right side body. Good, and then come back to the middle. And slowly walk yourself back up out of that child's pose. Yes, we're going to come seated. So, and maybe it's nice already, just on the little rim of the blanket you can sit, or on a pillow. And let's come to our easy seat. So any which leg in front that you prefer. And in this easy seat, we're just going to open the shoulders and the chest a little bit. Open the shoulders and the chest. And we're going to do that with the arms. Okay. So we're going to wrap around our arms. With our exhale, we're going to wrap around. And maybe you take the right hand above first. And then coming back up, open up the arms, widening the chest, taking that range a little bit back. Not too much. And with your spine, you're kind of doing it. We're kind of doing a seated cat-cow. So exhaling, give yourself a big hug, round in the back. Inhale, open up and release, and arch the back as if you were doing a cat-cow. So let's go ahead and move through this movement a little bit. Exhale. Inhale, take your inhale, open up, take in all the air. Exhale, sigh out through the nose. So it's not sighing, it's just breathing in and out through the nose. Inhale and exhale. Oh, and I'm forgetting that every time we alternate which arm is in front, on top. So inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. So every time, just moving about, you're tilting, you're rolling through your hips too. Your pelvis is working, rolling forward and rolling backward. So we're arching and rounding the spine, moving the pelvis forward and back, and switching the arms. Opening the chest in the front, rounding that upper back when we go back. Okay, Laura, I think we have it now. I think we're feeling it. Good. Should have probably done it from this side. Okay, good. You must be feeling your arms already, so shake it out. And we're going to continue. We're going to, from our easy seat, we're going to come forward into all fours, and I'm going to go this way because of Ruby's position. And then you can either take this with the knees down, or you can take it into a plank. But what we're going to do is a negative push-up. So we're going to focus a little more on the arms and the chest here, warming it up. So either you slowly lower down while you bring your elbows back down to the floor, and then you just come up. Any way you like it, you come up. Because it is all about the slow release down. Slow. The slower you can go, the harder. Good. So you can do that with your knees down on the floor, or you can come into plank. So come into your first plank, but make sure you're really engaged there in the lower abdomen. work that belly button towards the spine, really shore up there in the core, and then slowly bring those elbows back. Keep that plank and all the way down. So you can do that too. We're going to do 2 more of those, so 5 in total. So yogi's choice, either with the knees down or with the legs stretched. So we're really building quite some heat already. So take your breath as it comes. Let's do the last one. Good. That's it. And then come up any way you like. I am getting warm already. So I'm going to take off this shirt. And then we're going to continue with another push-up. But this is a push-up for our wrists. So we did our negative push-up here. Either, you know, you can always adjust. You can always take more or less. I just give you options, and you can always intensify, modify down, modify up. So warming up the wrists, we're going to do with a knuckle push-up, it's called. So we're going to come into all fours, and we're going to lift the palms of our hands. So we're going to lift, but for that reason, or not for that reason, but to do that properly, we want to make sure we are really lifted and our spine is in a nice neutral position. And then we're going to lift up just the palms and putting them down. And if you think that's a funny movement, just move your hips a little back so it's easier for you to lift up the hands, see what I'm meaning. And then if you want to intensify, you can bring your shoulders a little more over your hands. That'll make it more intense, more heavy. So let's take 10 of these. You'll really start noticing your wrists, the tendons around your muscles around the wrists, and in the lower arms warming up. So 10 is plenty. Good, because I got to keep track of time. And I think we're good. So maybe come back to seated. It's always nice in between to just to get used to it. Curl the toes under, and if you need to do anything else, then move or whatever, stand on your hands. If you want to give your hands a massage, the wrists, do that with your feet curled under. It's a nice stretch for the toes, for the soles of your feet. So massage the wrists a bit if that knuckle push-up, if you were feeling it. Good. And then we're going to come into a squat. So wherever you are with your squat, you might have your blanket still there. If you need the blanket under your heels, go take it. But if you can do it without, that's perfect. Come into your squat. And we're just going to move in between squat and forward fold. So have your hands a little in front, maybe even on fingertips. And if forward folds are challenging, with hard to reach the floor, take your blocks anywhere, any which height you need. And then what we're going to do is just bring the hips up, but when we're up, we're letting the head go, and we're going to do that 10 times. So exhaling down, inhaling down and exhaling up, just moving through the hip joint, but warming up our quads, our hamstrings, and getting those hip sockets a little lubricated. So either with blocks, whichever height you need, or without blocks. And that is, of course, a progression you can measure very easy in your forward fold. So just find a little rhythm here with the breath. Inhale, down, exhale, up. And when you're up, let that head really go. Let your neck be relaxed. Good, I think we had plenty here. So let's come up, let's come out of the squat. Let's bring our toes to the front, Take a nice bend in the knee and let your upper body just hang limp for just this moment over your thighs. Shake your head, yes. Shake your head, no. Yes. Good, and then take your hands to your waist. Inhale, come halfway up. And exhale all the way up. Perfect. All right, let's continue with our standing poses here. And today I chose to do goddess because, I don't know, it's a good one for the legs. And I need to get prepared for tomorrow's class, and that's always quite heavy, so it's a good exercise. Let's go take a slightly wider stance, and let's first move in and out of goddess. So on the inhale we bring our arms up, on the exhale we move into goddess. We're going to do that a few more times. So if you're ready, let's go ahead, bring the arms up on the inhale. Exhale, let your elbows come down, hands in goalpost, arms in goalpost. Exhale, out. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. 2 more. Inhale. Inhale. And exhale. Now we're going to hold here. Let's keep those arms here. It's a good exercise. So we're going to just lift the heels, alternating the heels, right heel up. See if you can keep the depth of your squat here, of your goddess squat. So just alternating heel lifting. You're going to feel this pretty quick. Good. And for those of you who want another challenge, we can always lift both heels and down. Go for 4 more. 4 and down. 3 and down, 2 and down, 1 and down. Good, you're feeling those squats. We're going to stay here a little longer. Let's take that left arm, take it to the right, right, take it to the left. Just trying to get a little movement here and a little distraction from our quads. Good. I think we're good here. So 1 more to the right, 1 more to the left, and then big inhale all the way up, push through those legs, inhale, exhale, hands to heart. Good, take your legs in, shake them out, shake them out. I need a little drink, sip of my tea. We're going to continue with our sun salutation. So come to the first sun salutation, come to the front of your mat. And take a block and put it close to the front, whichever corner, doesn't matter. So come to the front of your mat. Let's continue with sun salutation into lizard. So I'll talk you through it. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up, long back, long neck, exhale, fold. Good. Plant your palms, step your right foot back. Step your left foot back into our first down dog. So walk it out. Maybe let the knees cave in a little. See how that feels. Good. Take a few more of those. Walking, alternating the bending the knees. Good. And then we're going to come up on the tippy toes. Push through the hands. Send those hips back. Let the heels come down. Good, and then we're going to go inhale to the front, exhale, lower to the floor, inhale, little cobra, and exhale, back to down dog. Now we're going to step our right foot up and take our left knee down. We're going to take a little intermezzo here with the lizard. So take your block in front of you, but move your right foot just 1 foot width out. Good. And now let's keep that those toes facing forward, and we place our block here in the middle. And wherever you are, see, either maybe you're here, maybe you can actually move your elbows down to come into lizard, but see where you are. So this is where we want to go. When you're here in lizard, make sure that right knee is making contact with your right shoulder. So you keep it all working towards the midline. So this is a big stretch for your left thigh, also your hip. Find your breath here. See if you can let go of any tension here around the shoulders. Maybe see if you can work them a little down and back. And think as if something like a ray of light is shining out of the top of your head straight through, straight ahead. And if this feels good for some of you and you want to take a deeper stretch, you can always curl under those left toes and stretch that back leg. Good. Find your breath. Good. And then bring that knee down. Take your hands to the mat. Put the block away. Bring your right foot one width back into the mat. And then we're here in our little runner's lunge. And we're going to bring that left leg back up here in our forward fold. And we're going to take a nice inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Good. And then we take that on the left. So inhale, up, exhale, fold. Try to move through. Inhale, exhale, fold with the breath. Now our left foot steps back and our right foot steps back into down dog. Good. We can continue right away. Inhale, come to the front, into plank. Exhale, to the floor. Inhale, little cobra. And exhale, back to down dog. Now we're stepping our left foot up and bringing that right knee down initially to get positioned properly. Take your block, take your left foot out, 1 foot width, toes still pointing to the front, and that's coming to your lizard here on this side. Making sure that knee is working towards your shoulder. And absolutely no worries if you don't curl under your toes and come up. For everybody, the stretch is different. And I always say, if you feel something there in your muscles, that's all you need. You don't need to exaggerate. You don't need to definitely not be in pain. And you can try and listen to your breath. Are you holding your breath? Now then probably you are going too far and your body is going like, wait a minute, what are you doing? So make sure you can return to that easy breath. And if you can't return to your easy breath, you gotta take a step back. So anyway, in case you had your knee down or up, take a few more breaths here and just notice where you feel the sensations. Trying to think of a long line from your tail to the top of your head. Good. And then bring that knee down, hands down to the floor, block to the side, foot comes 1 width back in. Good. And then push up to this low runner's lunge and bring that right foot back in. So that was quite a stretch there. So let it come back together here in this forward fold. And then take a big inhale up. And exhale, hands to heart. Good. Shake it out. Perfect. Next sun salutation, we will take a little, it'll be also quite a stretch on the front body with a little back bend. So we're just building it up here. So let's continue with our second sun salutation. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, fold. Plant your palms. Now step your right foot back and stay there. We're not going to go farther at this moment. You're going to gather all your power and send it in that left foot and push yourself up to a crescent, a high lunge. A high lunge. Good. Your toes are pointing both in the same direction. Good. Here we go. Take our arms up. And maybe you can see to play around a little bit, like if I bend my knee or let my heel go back, just to play around with the stretch there a little bit. Or just with the heel, trying to keep that leg straight, but just play around with that heel up and down. Good, so this is heavy on the legs, so let's go ahead, take a nice inhale, take our gaze up, and maybe a little farther into a back bend. It's hard though in a high lunge, because you have limited points of contact with the floor because of your back foot on point. But think of lifting the pelvic floor even, engaging around the buttocks. That'll give you stability here. Now come back out of your back bend, straight up, good. And then circle your hands down, push back into down dog, so bring your left foot back into down dog, walk it out, inhale to plank, exhale to the floor, inhale, little cobra, and exhale, back to down dog. Step your right foot up and your left foot, inhale all the way up, and exhale, hands to heart. Let's do this all on the left. Inhale, and exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up, and exhale, fold. Plant your palms, step your left foot back, and put all your power in that right front leg and push up. You're even engaging already around the buttocks. Push up into this high lunge. Good. Find your balance. Find your breath first. Breath in the belly. Good. And then take those arms up. And see if we can relax those shoulders down. Our gaze is in front. And if you want, you can try and keep that back leg straight and just come to the ball of your foot and in between pushing your heel down. Just noticing what kind of sensation that brings for you. Good. And then find your balance, shore up around the pelvis, so engage those buttocks, lift the pelvic floor, and then extend up on an inhale, taking a little back bend here. Crescent lunge. Maybe 2 more breaths. And come back to the middle. Circle your arms down. That right leg is working hard, and push back into your down dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale down to the floor. Inhale, little cobra. And exhale, back to down dog. Step your left foot up and your right foot. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Very good. All right, shake it out. Maybe for a moment here in mountain pose, take your hands beside your body and your gaze can be down to the floor or eyes closed. And just take a moment to catch your breath or notice your breath. Is it quicker? Is it in my chest? See if we can calm the breath down. Good, and then make your way down with a body roll, head, chin to chest, head down, slowly, vertebrae for vertebrae. Scanning your body, if there's anything that you still need to be mindful of in this practice, because we're going to go down, and we're going to go into an inverted action. So let's see, I'm going to go this side, and when we're down and on all fours, maybe just take a few cat-cows, just a little movement that way. Always good cat-cows. Maybe look to the right, over your right shoulder, look over your left. Good. And then let's go ahead and push back into down dog for our inverted action. So push through the hands, curl the toes under, and send those hips up and backward. Head relaxes in between the upper arms. We're going to stay here for a little bit in down dog. For a little, now, not super long. We're going to take our right leg up and keep pressing. Press through that right foot to the back. Keep that left heel working into the floor and those hands. As if you're stamping somewhere with that foot in the air. Come back to your breath. Notice your breath is getting shaky. Just see. Good. Bring that right leg down and then immediately take the left one up into three-legged dog here. Pushing through the hands. Pushing to that back foot up in the sky as if we're stamping a wall. Try to keep those toes turned down. Push through the hands. One more breath. Good, and then bring that left leg down, knees to the mat, and push back into child's pose. And let that inverted action settle in. So let your head rest, your arms, wherever your arms feel more comfortable, around your head like I have, or maybe to the back to release the shoulders and the upper arms. Come back to your breath and notice how much room the abdomen gets here on the inhale. Relaxing on the exhale. Notice the breath moving into your lower back and the sides of your back, maybe even so high as there under your ribs on the back. Good. And then once you're done in child's pose here, we are gonna crawl forward and come into Sphinx. Yes. So come onto the belly from your child's pose, press forward. And the backs of your feet are on the floor. Your front arms are pushing into the mat. If you clasp your elbows with your hands, then you know the width of your elbows is correct. It's mostly just under the elbows, under the shoulder, and then try to get those shoulders to work a little backward. Engagement in the lower ab to protect your lower back. And breathe and maybe have your gaze in front, but not too high. We want to have a little tuck in the chin to keep that neck long. So from our Sphinx, we're going to move forward into half bow, but we're going to stay here a little longer. So feel the length from, one line from your fingertips down to your toes. So you can even stretch your toes, point your toes a little bit. So you can really feel the length there from the tips of the fingers to the tippy toes. While engaging that lower abdomen to protect your lower back. Pushing through the forearms, noticing that in the shoulders probably, and in your deltoids there on the top of your arms. I am at least. Good, and then release down to the floor, and for a moment cross your arms as in crocodile and let your forehead rest on your forearms. The next part we're going to do is like a half bow pose. We're going to bend our right leg, so bend at the knee of your right leg. And then we're going to extend our left arm to the front. And You can rest your forehead now on your forearm, for that matter. We're first going to just lift that right knee. So you have that leg bent and your foot is kind of, flexed. And we're going to do as if we're making a footprint with the sole of our foot onto the ceiling by lifting with the hamstring, with the right hamstring and the right buttock. Lift that up. Feel that engagement. See if we can not have any engagement there on the left, just on the right. Good, and then bring it down. Good, and now let's lift the front of our body with our left arm. So we can take the right arm down and we just lift the front of our body. That's the second step. So now we're going to combine this. We're going to take our forehead to the ground and our right arm is beside our body. And we're going to lift that back leg and we're going to lift the front. And we're going to be here in half bow. So your back is working to lift you up. Your glute and your hamstrings are working together, so it's a heavy one. Find your breath. One more inhale and exhale, release to the mat. Good, bring that right arm under your head or in front and take the left arm back, forehead on the mat. We're first just going to lift the back leg. So lift that, bend the left knee, lift the leg. So engage that left buttocks, left hamstring and lift it up. As if you want to stamp that foot to the ceiling. Lifting it up. Find your breath and release. Now we're going to lift our right arm up and our left leg. So we're going to do that at the same time. So engage around the pelvis, buttocks engaged, hamstring, and let's go on an inhale. We go up together. Exhale and inhale. Lift up. Good. This is very hard on the muscles in the lower back. So this one you should really feel. Inhale and exhale, release. Good. Bring your head down and maybe your head on your forearms and just shake your head from left to right. Anyone who wants to go a little farther, we can go right and left where we reach to the back leg. So that's up to you. So you either stay here and move side to side or maybe repeat what we did before, just lifting the legs separately and then lifting the leg and the arm together. So let's come up into our Sphinx to see if we can come into that half bow. So press up here. Good. Take that leg. Bend the right knee. Reach with your right hand to the inside of that right foot. And on the ankle, and then see if we can lift that leg up. Let's come down on your forehead here, forehead to forearm, and then lift that leg up. Good, bring it down. Switch to the other side, forehead to forearm, foot flexed, and lift it up. Good. And if you want to go farther, you can always see if you can reach both hands to the feet back and then go for this the full bow. So have your feet flexed, push with your legs up and come up with your head and your shoulders. So inhale, exhale, on your next inhale, let's lift into your bow pose, working those shoulder blades together. Stamping both feet up. Find your breath. And release. Good. And now take your hands again under your forearms, under your forehead, and just rock your neck from side to side. Bring your feet up, rock them from side to side. Perfect. That was a lot of back bending actually. All those little steps. Now bring your legs down, hands under your shoulders, and then push up and come to seated. Maybe a little blanket under, and let's come into a normal twist. Stick our left hand to our right knee, right hand behind our sacrum on the floor, lifting up on the inhale, exhale, twisting to the back. Finding the breath here in the belly. See if we can relax the shoulders down. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we come out and we go to the other side. So take your right hand to your left knee, left hand behind your sacrum on the floor. Inhale, we lengthen, find those sits bones. Exhale, twist around the spine from the waist, rib cage, shoulders, and maybe your head. Feel that breath nicely filling out your belly. And inhale, lengthen, and exhale, come back to the front. Good. What have I got more in mind? Oh yeah, spread-legged. So let's take our legs out into the spread-legged position. You can keep seated on a little blanket to help out your lower back. And we're going to take our torso and turn it towards the right. Take our left hand on the inside of our right leg, and our right hand comes here next to our hips on the side. And the only thing we're going to do is move from the hip socket forward and back. And with that, we're going to let our hand lead forward and come back. And maybe for some, it's just here. For me too. I'm not. The thing is we're going to work from our lower back, so we're not rounding the back, and we want to have our sternum lifted. So we're moving in that direction with a straight back. And what I forgot to say is really make sure you feel the backs of your legs into the mat, and the toes are up to the ceiling. And just follow the breath here. Inhale up and exhale down. And you might notice, since we've been moving in and out, and I guess we will add up to 15 times, that at the end you notice you've been able to go a little farther than when we started. So just following the breath. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up and exhale down. And try not to move that upper body too much. I noticed myself doing that. Good. Good. Now I think we are good on this side. Let's come through the middle to the other side. So right hand on the inside of your leg. You feel the backs of your legs on the mat. Left hand comes at your hips or behind, and we're going to just move with the breath, exhaling forward, inhaling back. Exhaling forward. I thought it was a big animal coming into my yard, but it was the neighbor lady. Exhale down, straight back, inhale up. Exhale down, and see if you can still lead with the sternum here. Exhale down, inhale up. Just a few more, and then we are going into a forward fold and into our last part, our systematic relaxation. And maybe if there's time, a little seated meditation where I wanted to guide you through the different chakra spaces in the body. Good. Okay, I think we're good. I think you must have noticed, since you keep on doing this for a little bit, you might have started out here very short, and then every time you've gotten a little farther, who knows. that's the goal of that repetition in this movement. Good. Okay, bring your torso back to the middle, bring your legs back up, and let's come into this bowl and just hug around the knees and just feel round through the back. So maybe let your head come down to your knees or wherever you are. Feel the rounding of the spine here. And then whether you're still on a blanket or just on a mat, we are going to creep or shuffle our toes from this ball position into a forward fold with straight-ish legs. However, the challenge is to keep your belly connected to the thighs when we move forward. You can let go of the arms by now and just see if you can keep that belly sort of connected to the thighs. And if that's the farthest you can go, that's it. Don't force it, but see if you can lengthen through the legs here and come into this forward fold, classic forward fold. You can always take a block here somewhere to have your head rest if your head can't really rest. So this is good for me too. See if you can let go of your neck. Bend your elbows. Keep those legs connected to the mat though. Feet are active. And with every breath, notice the stretch on your back. All the way from your sacrum to the top of your hip bones, along your vertebrae, all the way up into your neck. And while you're here in forward fold, close your eyes if you haven't already. And take a moment to start noticing the breath at the nose. Just feeling that subtle touch of breath in through the nose, out through the nose. Good. And to come out of this, make sure you first lift your head into a neutral position, and then with the help of your hands, make your way back up to an upright position. Very good. Let's take those knees in and make yourself comfortable. We're going to go transition into our supported bridge. The wind is picking up here a little bit, but I'll put on my sweater later. So take that block, put it under your hips, under your buttocks. Make sure you curl your shoulders under. Good. And when you're ready to go and your arms are active, then you can take your feet off the floor and maybe extend your legs up. Sometimes a little adjustment of the block is necessary, so just wiggle to find that right support. Often our block is too far away and you need it a little more higher up on your lower back. So here in this last, going towards the end of our practice, let the feet hang out. Try to feel no tension anywhere, neither in your hip flexor. So bend those knees, let them just hang out up there. And again, get your attention back at your nose, the tip of your nose, and sense for the breath at your nose. And then bend your knees, bring your legs and feet back to the mat. Lift up the hips carefully and take out the block. Notice your whole back on the mat for a moment. And then go ahead and come into your Shavasana with whatever you need. Maybe a blanket roll under the knees. Pillow under your head. Okay, a little more time. I need a little more time. So come into Shavasana. I'll guide you through a rather quick body scan. And then we'll get up to seated for a little seated meditation guided by our chakras. Okay, so come down. Yes, lay down. Make yourself comfortable. Wiggle a little bit, however. Close your eyes. Notice the breath. Relax your forehead and your temples, your cheeks, your jaws, your mouth and the tongue in your mouth. Let it all go as if there's no expression on your face. No muscle is engaged. Soften through the sides of your neck and the front. Relax your shoulders as much as possible on every exhale. Soften through your upper arms and lower arms. Soften through the palms of your hands, fingers, all the way to your fingertips. And maybe take a moment to sense for your fingertips. Release back up through the hands and the arms, the shoulders. Soften your chest. Soften the back of the tops of your back. Relax your abdomen, the middle of your back and your lower back. Soften the front of your thighs, the sides of your hips, your buttocks. Relaxing your quads, your hamstrings. Relaxing the knees, softening the backs of the knees. Releasing your lower legs, your calves, ankles, heels, the tops of your feet, the bottoms of your feet. all the way to your toes and the tips of your toes. And then go ahead and fill up your belly with your breath. And then fill up your belly in the middle of your torso. And exhale, slightly making the breath bigger. And now fill up the belly, middle of your torso, and all the way into your chest and under your collarbones on the inhale. Big inhale and sigh it out through the mouth. Maybe one more like that. So inhaling, filling up the belly, making a wave with breath up into the chest, under the collarbones, and exhale through the mouth. Good. Start to wiggle your toes and fingers. Take the soles of your feet to the mat. And then roll to your side and come up to seated for just a brief moment. Bear with me, just a few more minutes. What about 2 minutes? Come into a nice easy seat for you, maybe on a pillow, a little bit lifted, hips a little higher than the knees. And take a moment here to come back to your breath. And close the eyes. And let your attention rest at the base of your spine. Coming back to that easy, effortless breath. Then move your awareness up from the base of your spine to the middle of your pelvis. Up to your navel center. Up to your heart. Up to your throat center. Up to your eyebrow center. Up to your crown of your head. take your hands together at the heart, thumbs at your sternum, and just breathe naturally. And then go ahead and fold forward to seal in the benefits. And come up. Namaste. Thank you for joining. Thank you for maybe taking the class a little later in the day. Hope you enjoyed it. And have a great weekend. And see you hopefully for the next one. That'll be Tuesday. Same time. Same place. Veerle, nog een yoga juf. Veerle, another yoga teacher. And yeah, see you next week. Have a great rest of your day. Zo, als je helemaal voor pampers. Als je helemaal voor pampers hier. Je hebt helemaal niks gedaan. Heel braaf. Goed zo. Good girl.